Hi, I'm Matt with Keeping It YYC. Today we're joined by Neil Spears of Speers Photography and Design. How are you today, Neil?
I'm awesome. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking. We'll get right into it, and I'll get you to tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, I've been doing photography for, I'm going to say a little over 4 decades now, maybe 4.5, close to. Did my first paid photo shoot when I was 16. And so that tells you how old I am now. Anyways, I've been doing that for quite a while. I've also worked in journalism for a while, and then I discovered that there was no money in it. So then I went into graphic design. I did that for about 25 years, along with doing my photography. Of course, that included building websites and stuff. I also do a little bit of videography for people. I've done videos for promoting various people, including somebody who is trying to be one of the top chef competitors.
Wow. Okay, cool. So you've really expanded into a lot of things over your, I'll say long career, but you're still young. You got some hair still going on. So
Well, as I tell the hairstylists when they're doing their cutting, what do you call a row of rabbits hopping backwards? A receding hairline.
well, you must have kids with a dad joke like that. So.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. So we'll try to stay focused here. The next question I have for you is, what have you been doing to adapt in this current environment today?
Well, I've been carrying on with learning more about videography and doing online streaming. I've been doing quite a few videos for some instructional stuff that I've been doing in the music realm. I'm also a musician. So I've been doing some music instruction on studio construction. I've been learning more about streaming and multiple platforms, that kind of stuff. Also been continuing with my courses on social media marketing and Facebook advertising, that kind of stuff. So I can add that into my business mix as I get back into business.
Okay, perfect. You could probably teach us rookies a few things. You're actually taking some courses.
Anytime.
We'll have to give you a call after. So I'm actually curious, what kind of music do you play?
I'm mostly I say I'm a blues player. Apple iTunes calls me light jazz, which is kind of funny considering how raunchy my guitar gets on occasion. But I guess that's because I mix a jazz texture with blues guitar and blues singing. So that's where I am. I combine the two and put out a CD last year, and I've been releasing a few singles this year.
Oh wow, that's awesome. We actually just recently talked to Cody Hutchinson of Jazz YYC, and we learned a lot about jazz. We didn't realize jazz is very, very diverse genre of music. So we can see how you can get lumped into that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like any genre of music. Some people like some parts of jazz and not other parts, Like, I'm not a big fan of the new stuff that sounds like you're building a house on stage, but there's lots of people who love that, so more power to them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So my next question is, what can people do to support local businesses right now in the Calgary area?
Well, in the food services, of course, ordering food and picking it up is always helpful. A lot of businesses, if you go onto Alignable, there was a group putting together businesses that were offering gift cards. So you could buy a gift card then and then redeem it when when all the restrictions are lifted. So, there's that you can do, even just keeping people in mind. I've been super slow because people need to be right with me when I'm doing photography. So it's been a little bit of difficulty with social distancing. But as we get back into the swing of things, the sooner you decide you need to upgrade your marketing, people like myself, all the web designers, the marketing people, the social media people, we're all looking for people to work with, because we love what we do. And so it'd be great fun to get out and help people reestablish themselves with their audiences.
Absolutely. It's kind of an awkward time for businesses, and that it's probably the best time to rejig and rejuvenate all that stuff, all their marketing and their
Yep.
design and websites and all that stuff. However, cash is tight right now for everybody, so that's
Yeah.
very
That's one of the difficulties. Yeah.
Mhm. That's a good
But,
idea. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that's a really good idea with the gift certificates. We've seen some businesses starting to put that up. The ones that can't at all provide any kind of services, really, even if they do try to adapt. So we're actually, Casey and myself are trying to get some gift certificates for things such as outdoor rock guiding, is an example, something I've wanted to do for a long time. And we interviewed Shy Weeks recently, who has her outdoor rock guiding company. So
Nice.
for that, because I'll definitely do that in the future. So that's a great call if you have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my last question for you is, let me make sure I get it right here. Do you have any tips and tricks that you can share with people in relation to your expertise?
Well, one thing is constantly sharing what you're doing and where you're at with the audience that you have on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're using. Just try and share something on a continual basis so that people remember you're there when things pick back up in a proper way. You know, I've been posting some of the photos that I've been doing over the last few years to my Facebook page so that people remember that I do headshots primarily, but I also do corporate and commercial, industrial kind of photography as well. Actually, this morning I got called out to do a rental suite for a management company that I've worked with quite a bit. Of course, they left me to my own device in the suite, didn't have to interact with people, so I kept my social distancing. And I did photos of the suite, and they'll be getting the photos pretty soon. So, you know, keeping people up to date on what you're doing and what you're thinking, you know, and try and share positive things. You know, there's a lot of negative stuff out there, but if you share positive things, it does help people.
Yeah, we need some of that positivity with the social distancing, of course, by definition. You know, people are lacking hugs and things like this, you know, things we take for granted. We need some more positivity. We need to help each other from an emotional standpoint as well. So absolutely hear you 100% there.
Yeah. Well, I've been finding doing video calls with various friends has been really nice to do. You know, people I may not have talked to in a year or two, and just find out if they're available for a video call, and we talk face to face, as it were. And that's been really nice. But, you know, in terms of doing similar things to your social media, Facebook Live is a great thing to do on your page and just talk about what's going on. That really puts the human face on your company so that people can relate to you better. Doing Instagram Lives, doing Twitter, you know, getting yourself out on Twitter. YouTube, you can go live. If you can do that, and you can do it with just a phone, it works fine with a phone, then people get better sense of who you are, and then they can remember that they like you as a person and not just as a corporate name.
Absolutely. You're preaching to the choir here. Obviously, myself and Casey are putting a big emphasis on getting local business owners such as yourself on camera, showing what your business is all about, making it personal. You know, this is an individual that lives here in Calgary with us, right? And we need to be cognizant and aware of that and try to support that as best we can instead of supporting some of these places that are overseas or in the States and things like this. And we don't get to see that nice, you know, in this case, smiley face, such as yourself. So we're trying to make it a little more personal for people and just try to spread the word to keep Calgary a strong community here.
Well, that's an awesome movement that you're doing, and it's really appreciated from people like me.
Well, thanks for that feedback. We're doing our best, learning, and yeah, we're going to continue going forward. So that's actually all the questions I had for you today, Neil. Really appreciate you taking the time. And we do ask that you end the interview off by looking into the camera, stating your name and your business name, and asking the fine people watching to keep it local, keep it YYC.
Okay. So my name, let's get positioned here. My name's Neil Speers of Speers Photography and Design. And I trust all of you to help keep things local, keep it YYC.